All right, today I want to break down Etsy versus Goimagine versus Shopify so you know which platform is right for you and the differences of selling on each platform, because there's often a lot of discussion about these platforms, and Goimagine is the newest competitor to Etsy. And a lot of people say they're going to leave to go to Shopify because they're mad at Etsy. So really, let's break down the differences of the three so you know what you're getting yourself into. And real quick, if you don't know who I am, I'm LL. I help Etsy sellers start, build, and grow their shops. And if you want an easy and fun way to be able to get help and grow your own Etsy business, join the Etsy games below. There is a link. Join for free. Get help. Get community, get motivation. Hope to see you in there. All right, so let's dive in. I have these broken out into specific categories so we can easily compare and contrast. And if you're a visual learner, this is always good to look at. If you're just listening to this, well, I'm going to explain it as well. So the first one and the biggie with considering the platform to sell on is monthly traffic. This is, if you don't have enough traffic, it's going to be really hard to get sales. Traffic is the name of the game. So Etsy comes in at they're around 650 million visits in traffic. And this is on average. This is kind of like their peak traffic. They don't report their traffic every single month. So this is, I believe, from November 2023. But this still gives us an idea of the actual traffic that they get. 650 million visits, which is pretty darn high. Goimagine, they last reported their traffic this past November, and they got about 180,000 visits. All right, so far less, not even a million. Etsy really has blown them out of the water as far as traffic. Now, Shopify traffic is zero, right? So the misconception of Shopify is they're not a platform with built-in traffic. You have to generate your own traffic. Shopify is a website building platform. So just because you go there and you may open a store doesn't mean you're going to get traffic. It's not automatically built in. It's not a built-in marketplace. So you have to do things to drive your own traffic there. So that's an important thing to keep in mind. Listing fee. Now for Etsy is 20 cents a listing, and that renews every 4 months. So pretty inexpensive. So for Goimagine, no fees, which is nice. So no fees. You can do, there's no built-in listing fees. There's other fees that we're going to talk about. And Shopify has no listing fees as well. The next thing to talk about is transaction fees. So this is a biggie. Etsy is 6.5% of the order total, which includes shipping. Goimagine is 3 to 5% based on the subscription tier, which we're going to talk about. So this is less than Etsy. For Shopify, it's even less. It's 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction. So this is far less, but keep in mind it's far less because it's not a built-in marketplace. Most websites you have, even if you do outside of Shopify, if you do Wix or you do Squarespace, they all have a processing fee. You all pay to process credit cards. You have to pay for that. It's not free. So the credit card companies charge these businesses to run their credit cards to process the fees. So it's never free. And you may see this if you go to a store and they're like, well, if you use a credit card, we're going to charge you 2 or 3%, where if it's cash, we're not charging you. Why they do that is because those credit card companies are charging them a fee to run credit cards. So it's coming out of their bottom line. So they may want to recoup that and charge the customer for it. Whether that's a good practice or not, I think it's kind of nickel and diming, but hey, that's just me, but that's why you see that. So payment processing fee. So this is another big one. This is 3% plus 25 cents. And this is US only. So it's different for wherever you're selling on Etsy. It is going to be different. It could go as high as, I think, 6%. So it does vary. So make sure to look it up if you're selling from another country. Now, Goimagine is included in the transaction fee. So I guess you could say there's none, but it's included. So it's included in this 3 to 5%. So that is definitely less. Now for Shopify, it is included as well. So it's the same as Goimagine. So it's included in the transaction fee. So they don't have a separate payment processing fee. All right, now that brings us to subscription tiers. So for Etsy, there's no monthly subscription. Now, with the exception of, I got to mention this, if you do Etsy Plus, which is eventually going to change, but if you do Etsy Plus, it's $10 a month and you get extra features, like you get to change your banner image a little bit more, you get to add another featured product. So there's just little changes, and I'm not going to go into all the details, but it's $10 a month. You get little changes, you get a listing credit, you get an advertising fee credit, things like that. So nothing major. So for Goimagine, this is the biggest difference. So for the basic plan, it's $250 a month, and this basically plus 5% fee. This will, so regardless of what, depending on which plan you pick, that's how many listings you can put up. So there is a variance of how many listings you get for each of these plans. So that's basic plan. For the plus plan, plus is $6 a month plus 3.5% fee. And then we're running out of room here. And then the pro plan is $10 a month plus 3% fee. So the bigger the plan, the more listings you can do, and the lower the fee that you have to pay for Goimagine. So depending on how many listings you have, could depend on which plan you want to do and the amount of money that you're going to spend. Now for Shopify, the starter plan is $5 a month, which is limited fees. Again, this is all are limited features, so it's all dependent. You have to look and see do a comparison on actual Shopify. I'm not going to get into all that now, but it is limited. And then you got basic plan, which is $39 a month. And then you have the Shopify plan, which is $105 a month. And then you have an advanced plan, which is $399. And then you have the enterprise plan, if I can speak. Kind of sound like I had a list there, which is $2,000 a month. So it all depends. I have a Shopify store. I believe I have the $39 plan, which is fine. You get plenty of stuff. And then there's a lot of out-of-the-box a la carte stuff you can buy and pay for and add into your shop and add different features. But this is just dependent on what features you get kind of out of the box, how limited you want it to be. So a lot more customizable with Shopify and a lot more different plans. All right, so advertising fees. So for Goimagine, since we're running out of room, I'm just going to draw a 0 because they don't have, as far as I know, they don't have the ability to advertise inside of Goimagine. They don't have an advertising platform, at least not that I've seen. I haven't been in there in a little bit, but at least as of this recording. Now, Etsy does have, they have Etsy ads. So this is inside of Etsy, which you can set your budget and pick which listings you want to advertise. So this really depends on your budget. You know, you could spend $5 a day, you can spend $10, $50, and they will limit it and then slowly increase your budget amount. There's also offsite ads, which this could be a 12% fee or a 15% fee. Now this is a big one because if you make less than $10,000 in a rolling 365-day period, you can choose whether to do offsite ads, and then so you can opt in or opt out, and then they'll charge you up to 15% per listings that sell. Only listings that you sell. If you don't sell any listings, you're not going to pay. So it's a zero risk that way. Now, if you make more than $10,000, this is the sticking point. In 365 days, they will automatically opt you in. You can't choose to be opted out, and then they'll charge you up to 12%. It may not, for me, it's usually never that high, but it just depends. So you're automatically opted in. You can't pick which listings to advertise. They will do it all for you. It's hands off, but you only pay if you sell something. So keep that in mind. That is built in. So for Shopify, that is, they don't have an advertising platform per se. I mean, it's basically self-managed. So you can choose to do, Google. You can choose to do Facebook. So they have tools to help you do it, but they don't have their own advertising platform like Etsy because it's not a marketplace. Again, it's your own website on the internet, but it's basically self-managed. All right, so built-in audience. So this is kind of what I've talked about before as far as traffic. So Etsy has a huge audience. They have 90 plus million buyers per year. It does fluctuate, but it's been in the 90s as far as million buyers coming to the platform. So it's a lot of people. You just have to snag some of those and get them to buy from you. Goimagine, we don't know for sure, but we know it's very small. You can tell by, the most traffic they've ever had a month is 180,000 visits, which is recently. And that was like a 40% increase from the prior month because of the holidays. So they may get on average like 100,000 visits. So it doesn't really equate to a lot of buyers coming to the platform. So that's the biggest knock on Goimagine. It's just really, really small. So it's really, with very limited people coming, it's going to be harder to get buyers just because there's not that much traffic. Now, with Shopify, again, there's no built-in audience. It's a website out there. So I can't state that enough. A lot of people just don't realize it. So I got to overstate it. It's your own website. You have to drive your own traffic. All right, so customization is the next one. So for Etsy, it's very limited. Again, if you do Etsy Plus, you can have some features, some customization features, but it's structured. You can change your banner image, you can change your about section. But other than that, it's just you're putting up the listings. The listings are going to be different for each seller, but you can't customize the look and feel of your site. And Goimagine is the very, very similar to Etsy. They built it out almost identical to how Etsy is as far as the look and the feel and the different features. Again, you can't customize it. Now, this is where Shopify kind of blows everything else out of the water because it's full customization, right? You can customize anything. You can customize the code. You can add widgets. You can add integrations. You can do a lot of different stuff with Shopify. So if you want to be able to make it how you want it and change literally everything, then this is good for you. It's, again, your own platform, so you can make it how you want it. But they have full customization options. Now, competition is another biggie. I mean, this is high for Etsy. There's about 7 million buyers, 7 million sellers. So there's a lot of competition out there, but there's also a lot of buyers, right? Like I just said, there's over 90 million buyers. So if you're in a specific niche, you just have to work to snag some of those buyers to get your very small piece of the pie. And you don't need much to make a decent living on Etsy. But there is a lot of competition, especially depending on what niche you're in. But most niches that have lots of competition mean that there's lots of buyers. So again, you just have to offer something better, offer something slightly different, give a better buying experience, increase the perceived value to get some of those buyers. Now for Goimagine, it is small. I think there's like 7 to 10,000 sellers on Goimagine. So a lot less competition, but again, you see there's a lot less traffic. There's a lot less buyers. So it's all relative. There is a correlation there. But if you're in a specific niche, I mean, you may be able to snag more buyers on Goimagine, but it varies and it's far less. So it really depends. And then Shopify is, there's no built-in audience. Like I said, it's your own website. So you have to generate your own traffic, your own buyers. There's no one competing with you. You're competing with the internet, right? All right. So for focus, this is right now, it's Etsy is, handmade, vintage. They're really pushing, craft supplies. They're pushing gifts. They have gift mode now. So they're trying to become like the place to go for gifts. So that's really their focus. Now, for Goimagine, it's pretty similar, but they are focused really only on handmade. They don't allow print on demand. They are really pushing handmade only. People have to make their stuff, kind of going back to Etsy's roots where Etsy started. They're trying to recapture that. And they're focused on charity. They're charity driven. All their profits, they say, go to charity. And ethical shopping. And then for Shopify, there's no focus because, again, it's your own store. So it's whatever you say as far as your focus goes. So let's just go over some pros and cons to kind of recapture all of this. So for Etsy, the pros, definitely high traffic is the pro. Lots and lots of traffic, and it's pretty easy to set up. I'm not going to write that because I don't have any room. So high traffic, easy to set up. For Goimagine is, it's lower fees, which is nice. Mission driven, and there's less competition. But again, it's all relative. You're paying lower fees, but you got far less buyers, right? So it's all relative. And the pro for Shopify is full customization. There's built-in and advanced tools for marketing, SEO. You can change anything you want. You can add widgets, but it may increase the costs. So if you want something fully customizable, you want to build your own website, you can definitely do that on Shopify. And then for cons, for Etsy, it's higher fees for, especially when comparing to these two other platforms. Some of the niches you may say are saturated. There's limited customization, of course, but yeah, again, you got a lot of buyers to work with, so you just have to get your small piece of the pie. The cons with Goimagine is traffic. That's the biggest one. Very, very drop in the bucket type traffic. Limited features, and it's a new platform. So they're still working out growing pains. They're trying to grow. They're trying to see if this thing is even going to work, if they can even compete at some point. So there's been a lot of competitors to Etsy over the years, and none of them have really stayed, right? It's hard. It's hard to tap into that market, and Etsy has become a powerhouse. Love them or hate them, it's really hard to compete with them. They're one of the biggest e-commerce marketplaces in the world. And then Shopify, no audience is the biggest one. Again, can't stress that enough. You have to drive your own audience. So you have to drive the top end of the funnel. You have to do ads, advertising. You have to do content. You have to do things outside of Shopify to drive people to your store. Otherwise, no one will come. You can do those same things with Goimagine and with Etsy. It's just they have a built-in audience. So you're capturing those people with SEO, and if you want to also do social media or email marketing, things like that to drive even more people to your store, you can drive your own traffic as well. But Shopify, that's your only option for buyers and traffic, is to drive your own audience. So those are the biggest differences between those three platforms. So if you decide to sell on one versus the other, kind of figuring out where to start, where to expand into, you can certainly cross-sell. You can have an Etsy store, maybe try to throw some stuff on Goimagine and then do your own website on Shopify. You can do that as well. I wouldn't start out like that because it could be really, really overwhelming, but these are all, you don't have to do only one, but be strategic about it and don't overwhelm yourself. A lot of people try to do all the things at once, get overwhelmed, and then don't do any of the things. So I would say, Etsy is a good place to start. Etsy or Goimagine is a good place to start to kind of get a feel if you want to build out your shop, build out your products. And then for long term, if you want to also build your own website in Shopify to start sending traffic there, if you want to do advertising or you want to do a blog post, you want to build that out. It adds a little bit more credibility if you have your own .com website. So maybe you want to do that in addition to your Etsy site. But the most traffic is Etsy. That's the easiest way to get started, the easiest way to kind of capture hopefully some sales. But it's you still have to be strategic. You can't just open a shop and expect to get sales. You still have to work for it. There is competition. You have to figure things out. You have to get your SEO on point. But those are the biggest difference. I want to keep rehashing it between the three so you can decide what is best for you and how you want to start your business. So hopefully that helps you guys out.